Hey everyone, welcome to another Stonehearth Desktop Tuesday. This week, let's take a behind-the-scenes look at the evolution of one of Alpha 14's new monsters, the Stoneling, and his scary friend, the large stone golem. Back in November, when we first started thinking about adding more monsters to Stonehearth to go with Alpha 14's increased emphasis on combat, we asked our artist, Ali, to think of some enemies that could belong to a nature faction. We asked her to make a lot, even though we knew that we'd only get to a few, so that we could all pick our favorites. As you can see from these concepts, she really did an amazing job, perhaps thanks to the fact that she's been creating bestiaries of game monsters ever since she was little, inspired by Nintendo games like Donkey Kong Country. She tells us that she had binders full of monsters and that one of her favorite parts of a game was watching its bestiary scroll out over the credits. Ali started this batch with the Stoneling and the Stone Golem. She wanted to make the monsters feel grounded in their environments, so for inspiration, try to imagine why the natural world might be angry about the presence of your hearthlings. That led to the little Stoneling. As you can see from the flower, he was clearly minding his own business, and the pickaxe has given him good reason to be mad. Then, she started playing with the shapes a bit and evolved a second stone creature, one with big arms. They were sufficiently different shapes, she felt, that they could exist together in the world. Ali passed her concepts to Tom, who modeled and animated them. Of all the critters that she illustrated, the Stone Golem and Stoneling appealed to him because ever since the Kickstarter, he's had in mind that a giant stone titan would come to challenge your town. The Stone Golem, he felt, was like his concept stone titan, except scaled down to mini-boss size, and the Stoneling down to minion size. The key distinguishing factors between them, he feels, are in how human-like they are. As the least threatening and least evolved of the awakened elementals, Stonelings look and animate very much like rocks. They bounce up and hit you. Maybe they bite you. As they get more evolved and threatening, the elementals start to look more humanoid. The Stone Golem has arms he uses like clubs. The Stone Titan, whenever he comes, has legs and hands and would walk like a giant. After Tom modeled and animated the stone elementals, he passed them to Linda, who put them into the game, gave them all stats, and organized them into raids. In Alpha 14, you will notice that regular waves of enemies will attack your town. As your town gets bigger, more enemies will be drawn to it. Linda created a system of encounters that scales in difficulty as your reputation grows. Stonelings, she figured, would be small and would want to stick together, so they come at you in packs or accompanied by the Stone Golem. The Stone Golem might be badass enough to attack you on his own, and will, perhaps, because he's not really alone, as you will see when you defeat him. And that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this backstage look at how these monsters evolved. You can find Alpha 14 on our Steam Unstable branch, and if you're playing it now, please send us bugs and feedback here in the comments or on discourse.stonehearth.net. See you next week!